Smite 2 God Guides. Today we're playing Ganesha in Support. So as always, we will start off with Ganesha's passive and abilities. Ganesha's passive is possibly the easiest passive to not have to manage in the game. His passive is that anytime you deal a killing blow, so that Ganesha gets the kill, the allied god receives the credit and you receive an assist instead, plus 50 gold. That's nice and easy. So basically, if you're looking at your KDA at the end of the game and you're thinking, why is it so low? It's because it's really difficult to actually get a kill with Ganesha, because unless there is no allied gods around you, they will get the credit. So he is very much a supporty support. Really, he's going to be just helping, assisting, peeling, doing all that sort of stuff. So peeling is when you are... let's say this Rama is being attacked. If I'm peeling for this Rama, I'm just protecting him basically. I'm going to try and silence people off him. I'm going to try and run into them. I'm going to just be a general nuisance, really. So, his number one, which is what I start with, is a straight line attack where I spit out a cheeky little ball, in this case of yarn, and it will do a little bit of damage and it will mark any enemy gods and jungle minions. And what the mark will do is it means that they will take a little bit more damage from anyone that hits them. And it will also, if they get hit by a hard crowd control, like my dash or like... Rama hasn't got any, unfortunately, but my dash, it will do a little explosion and... Careful now. You just be careful now here. You don't want to be. You want to be careful. It'll do a little bit of an explosion and it'll do a little bit more magical damage. But really, what you want to be using for is just damage. Don't worry too much about using it for the little magical explosion of damage. Just use it for damage in this early game. Just try and get rid of these minions. Try and get a good clear, and then you can start helping out, because now we've got our number 3, which is our dash, which is a really useful bit of kit. Like that. I mean, look how much damage we just did there, just with that little combo. So the dash, when you dash into an enemy god, it will root them. I don't think we're quite there. We're not quite got the speed for that, but that's okay. It will root them. It'll do a little bit of damage to them. He's going to hit them with all 4 arms that Ganesha's got, and then it is going to throw them into the air. We'll be careful here. We're okay. I'll take that. Thanks, Rama. But thanks for nearly offering it to me. It's going to root them, it's going to throw them up in the air, and then it's going to let them go. So it's really good for just catching someone out of position and keeping them out of position for a while. Like this Athena here, look, we're just going to keep her out. We're going to silence her. Hopefully Rama can hit a couple of basic attacks. He couldn't, unfortunately, but that is okay. We're not going to be too mad. Oh, I didn't quite get her there either. Carly is there, so we're going to be a tad careful. But he is very much a very supporty support. He's not really going to be getting the kills. He's not going to be doing big damage, but he is going to be able to help other people get the kills, which is why I quite like support. That's my favourite support. I'm not really much of a damage person. I much prefer just to watch and help and get the kills. So that's his dash. Nice and simple. It combos with everything really nicely. So his 2, I did mention it not long back, but his 2 is a silence. It's handy for silencing, for when you've done your root, when you've done your dash, which also goes through everyone. We're going to do it again. We're going to see if we can get the kill this time. We still can't, which is a shame, but never mind. She is so low. If Rama just hits a couple more basic attacks, we've got that kill, but you know what? Never mind. Worse things have happened. It is the trouble with playing support at this point, is the fact that you do have to sort of just rely on your teammates to get the kill. There's no more I could have done there other than root her, silence her. Hopefully Rama gets the kill. So support can be an annoying role, but you just got to live with it. You just got to try your best. If you're supporting, if you're just helping out the team, if you're doing your job, if you win or lose the game, there's nothing you can do, you know? We got that. We're going to just silence her so she can't follow up. And then we're going to do that. We're in a pretty good spot here. He's used his dash. I have got my dash, which I'm going to get again. I'm going to try and body block her by standing in front of her. and we get the kill. The Rama, unfortunately, did take a bit of a fall, but we still got the kill with the Barry. No problem. We got the kill. Don't worry about it. Again, I'm not going to go too much into the builds or anything. What is that I'm looking for? Where are we? We want the old breastplate. That's because I was in the wrong category. There we are. No, I can't buy it anyway. Get a cheeky ward. Always buy a ward on your backs because it is always handy. So, as I was saying, the silence is number 2. The cone in front of you is the silence, so you see the sort of V cone in front of you, and then the big circle around you is everyone you're going to give protections to, and you get 50% of those protections as well. So it's very much when you're silencing, you give people extra defense, you give them good protections. He really is just there to cause chaos for the other team. He's supposed to be really annoying. He's supposed to... Oh, Rama didn't pick that up, but that's okay. That's because there's a cheeky ant here around this corner. Now. Oh. Whoa, 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 whoa. The Rama died. The Rama did die. But fortunately, the mid came over, so there's not much we can do there. I thought I might have just got that Anhur a cheeky pop at that Anhur then, but unfortunately didn't quite have enough. And he's still going to keep going at me, which is rude. I can't remember what I was saying before that fight just kicked off. I mean, if I'd have put my ward down like I bought it for, we'd have seen that Ra come over. We'd have been able to stop that. We probably wouldn't have gone for the buff, and we'd have been much better. We should have known something was up. This Anhur is quite aggressive with his jumps. He hasn't really used it defensively yet. He's always using it aggressively. So that's what we're going to look out for, is when he's using those aggressive jumps. And we're going to try and catch him unawares. Now here, we've got an opportunity because he's not going to be able to jump. Rama didn't do anything to root him, but that's fine. We're okay with that. As I say, we just have to do the best we can.
Even crystals crack.
So it looks like it's actually... Oh, great job, Rama. Great job. That was a good little buff steal. That took most of the XP and his buff, which is really good. Your middle tower. So his ultimate is the final thing I need to go through. It's relatively simple. It's going to put down a big 4-pillar area. Now, the important thing to note with this is in the middle of that 4-pillar area, it's going to do 0 damage. Okay. So the only damage the ultimate does is from in between the pillars. So that means that you have to try and catch someone coming in or out of the area. So it's quite good for keeping people in one place, because that's where it does the damage. And let me tell you, it does a decent amount of damage because it's only in that very thin strip of damage. So the idea is it's sort of used to block off places, like it is this whole width if we wanted to try and block something off there. Hello. Yeah, he's not gonna hang around, and I don't blame him, but we're gonna try and just collect some of this. So because you've got your dash, we do want to try and catch people in the pillars with the dash. That's the idea, is we want to try and catch people in the center of those pillars. We want to hold them there. Everyone else is going to be dogpiling them, and we're going to be happy. We're going to be really happy. That's the idea. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. You know, you can also put it on objectives if you can get it lined up correctly, and that will damage the objectives. Oh, there is enemies incoming right. There is a Kali here. We're just gonna get out of here. We're not interested in that fight because Rama's gone home, so we're just gonna take ourselves out of the battle, and we're gonna make sure we survive. Don't start fights you can't win. Just survive. Do not die. That is my only piece of advice that you should listen to. If you take nothing away from these guides, it's that you just don't die. Okay? So, I'm not leveling up anything on level 8 because then I get 2 levels at the next level and I can upgrade my number 1 and my ultimate at the same time, which is handy. We do have to be careful here because they have a lot of CC between them. And I'm only one poor elephant, so we want to be careful. There is no one else coming over, but we're not going to fight this. Prince Barry is coming, so, and he has used his jump. So, yeah, we're on for a pretty good fight here. He's used his jump. We're going to put that down to make sure he stays there. We're going to try and tank as best we can. Oh, the shell unfortunately didn't save me from that last tower shot, but we did get both the kills. So, as far as support has gone, that is a pretty good victory. We're going to have a little check, see if anyone's building a crit, which they're not. Probably don't need any crit items. We're probably pretty happy with just blow. So yeah, that although we died, it was a good fight. We knew that Anher had his jump down because he just jumped. We silenced the Athena so that she couldn't dash away. I think she did dash in, but it's still good just so you couldn't use a taunt, couldn't do anything like that. And then we just walked at Anher. We let the other guys just try and get the kill before we died. Unfortunately, we died from the tower, which is a shame. I didn't quite have enough magic shell to protect me. But, you know what? All in all, that was pretty good. Now, I like to level up my dash. Just 1 point extra in my dash. Because it just increases the damage of the dash. And it just means that when you hit that dash, you've got more chance of getting the kill because you've already done more damage. The silence is good. It'll give your team more protections. It'll give you more protections. But, especially in this early game, and looking at the team, we're doing pretty well. But it's always good to have a little bit of that extra damage to yourself, so that when you're hitting those abilities, it feels doubly good. We want to surrender for some reason. Do they not know I'm trying to record a God Guide? So we are not going to surrender. We're going to silence her. We're going to then stun her, and then we're going to kill her. And that is exactly how we do it. We're then going to stampede so that he might be able to get away. We're going to pop our ult so that hopefully no one can follow. They did, unfortunately. I've got nothing up for him. I'm afraid I'm just going to try and body block as best I can. I've got the stun for the Athena. It's not going to quite be quite as good. Which is a shame because we did do a pretty good job there of trying to escape. We probably should have focused on the Mulan more than the Athena, just because the Mulan would have been the one doing the damage. But other than that, that was a good example of how just criminally CC I can make someone in this game. So I can use my dash.
Attack the Gold Fury.
We don't really want to attack the Gold Fury, I'll be honest, but we do want to attack this Anher that's out of position.
Attack.
Yep, I will. Don't you worry. Oh, he's silenced. Now he's going to use his jump. I'm going to use this. I'm just trying to make him use his jump. There's actually no one's coming over. He's used his ultimate now. Hopefully Rama... Oh, and we let him escape. I mean, okay. That wasn't ideal, but I think he is still in trouble. There is 3 of us here. We just need to be careful. We are just going to pinch and maneuver him. I'm going to try and get him. He's going to try and jump back over this wall at some point. I mean, he's doing a good job here. You've got to give him credit where credit's due. Ow! That was not very nice. So I am actually out of this fight now. So we're going to have to be super careful here because we do not want to... We don't want to take any stupid deaths just chasing an Anher around. To be honest, we should have given up on that long ago and just started to farm up while he was giving us the run around because he's not farming. So, but we did get a kill, whether it was the Anher or not. It doesn't matter. So now we're going to do the Gold Fury because everyone's already over there. I can come. And I can zone a little bit because I do have my ultimate up and my silence. So that's good. I'm going to use my Stampede here. Just try and get into this fight quicker. I'm going to use this. I'm going to just catch this Carly. Someone's going to be able to kill this Carly as soon as her ultimate is finished. Just like that. And then that's us nice and easy. We've not got a lot of life here, but hopefully they're going to swing around. Anher's not going to come and attack. I don't think anyone else is going to come over. The Ra's in mid lane. We're going to be able to take that Gold Fury. So as I say, Ganesh is very much supporty support. We're not going for the kills. We are looking at who is being beaten up, who is being attacked, and how can we help them. I think one of the best tips for if you're an early game... if you've not played much Smite before and you're like, I'm trying to peel for people but I don't really know who, the best thing to do, have a little look at the leaderboard. You can see our jungle 7 and 1, our mid 8 and 2. They're the guys we want to be supporting. They're the guys we want to be protecting because they're doing a good job and we want to keep those guys alive. So I'm sort of while I'll protect anyone if I can, I'm sort of protecting the mid lane and the jungler slightly more than I would anyone else. Just so that they stay alive. They're doing the big damage. They're being nice and fed. So we're just going to keep it nice and chill. We might be in trouble here. I'm going to just silence them so we can't do anything. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to put that down just to try and get him out. I'm going to use my Stampede here so we can just try and kill her. I did get the kill there, but luckily someone else was around. We're trying to surrender here, but we are absolutely nailing these guys. So I really don't see the point. Again, I'm just going to silence. She's only got basic attacks. I'm going to stun her. That'll be her dead again. I'm going to use my shell on her to try and get her out. I'm going to try and body block that and her. We are going to stick with this fight because we are still having a decent fight here. I'm just going to do that, and then, yeah, he's not going to come for me. Barry's got to be careful here, because if he jumps, I do not have anything up. I'm going to try and body block for her, and she's dead. So I'm going to try and get out of it, and he's left me, which is fine. Sometimes there's only so much you can do. If the choice is between me or Barry dying, I'm going to pick me to die every time, because I'm just less important to the team than our jungler. But still a good fight for us. We still got quite a few kills there. Raba picked up that kill, which is good. So you can see how I'm using all of my abilities as much as I can. I'm not trying to rush with the abilities. I'm trying to use them sensibly. They've got decent cooldowns, so you don't just want to spam out all the abilities. There are some times that, you know, especially with Anher, silencing is not necessarily the best way of dealing with him, because he's going to be doing basic attacks, and silence doesn't affect basic attacks. He's still able to use his basic attacks even if I've got him silenced. But Mulan, Ra, Carly, well, maybe not Carly, but Mulan and Ra, certainly the silence is really going to hinder them because they are ability-based gods. So if we're careful here, we might just be able to get a little cheeky... And then I'll silence him, and look at that, straight away. That's how you do it. If you know that a god is doing well, if you know that I know that this Ulla's pretty consistent with hitting all his abilities, I'm pretty much going to be trusting in him to be able to hit the abilities that I'm prepared to give him. So I'm going to just silence this here. I don't think she's... That's why, because I want to save my ultimate for when she comes in. I'm going to give everyone speed. I'm going to try and just follow this up, which I did. We could tell that that was coming because the Athena was becoming quite aggressive. Mulan, we're just gonna do that, and then we're gonna, just so that she can't escape. Unfortunately, we are just gonna get the kill, which is fantastic. This team is doing very well at following up. I'm very lucky that this was the god I chose to do this guy for here, because the team is very good at following up when I am pressuring them. Which is great. You don't always get that. Sometimes, especially when you're fighting under the tower, you could see me tanking the tower there, and people weren't scared to come in and tank it with me. So that was really good stuff from the team. We'll grab that. We'll grab. Really need to be putting these sentry wards down. It is really not good for me to keep holding these sentry wards like I am. So we're feeling pretty good. Anher is now going crit, so I will probably think about the crit defense, because just having that crit item is huge to have the crit defense. It just means I'm slightly less worried about Anher. To be honest, the team's doing pretty well, so I'm not overly worried anyway. We've also had someone leave, which is always good fun. I'm just going to sort of zone here. 2 enemies have left the game. This could be the end of the God Guide. I'm not sure we're going to see much of the end game here, which is a shame. But we have done a cracking job here. And I'm happy to tank this a little bit straight away. I'm just going to silence this Ra and get rid of him. We're going to be able to take this Phoenix, no problem. I think we're even going to be able to take the Titan. I think this could be the end of the game. I'm going to give everyone speed. I'm just going to run into this Ra while he's got his Aegis. I'm going to silence him. I'm going to put my ultimate down just to finish him off. I'm going to shield everyone so they can chase up this Anher. But unfortunately, Oh, someone's actually returned. I don't think we can end it here, guys. We are going to have to go and kill some more towers. But it was still a good fight for us. It was still worth coming in, getting the fight, and trying to do some stuff. I'm just trying to talk you through my sort of thoughts and processes. Support, I think, is arguably the hardest role to do because it really does depend on other people. It really does. You've really got to have situational awareness to know who is being attacked, who is doing quite well, who should I be protecting, and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm going to get the old crit thing, if I can find it. I don't actually know what it's called, I just know the picture. I think it's in here, yeah, there it is, look. So this is really good. I know I'm not going through builds, but this is really good because nearby enemies near Ganesh have 25% less attack speed, and their critical strikes are minus 25% damage. And honestly, that makes such a big difference. When Anher's doing just full crit damage, he'll be doing it slower, and he'll be doing it 25% less. And it's a really good item. So, although I'm not going through builds in this guide, that one I do recommend. I think me and Iset are just going to try and push up this mid lane. We may as well. We try and get this tower. I can probably tank it for a pretty decent amount here. So I'm going to just stampede it, and I'm just going to take this tower. I've got decent protection, so I'm just going to sort of stand here and tank it, and just assume that they're doing a good job behind me. There you go. I did get down to half health, so I can't do the same for the Phoenix, but I can still help. We have got the minions now. Anher, I don't think is going to do much of a job here to protect him, unfortunately. And then, unfortunately, they have only got 2 people still alive, which is a shame for a god guide that they've given up, but never mind. So I think we're just going to end the game here. Yeah, they've just surrendered, so there you go. I hope that was helpful. I hope all of the combos and everything were useful. Let me know. Let me know how it was. And I shall see you all in the next god guide. Thank you very much for watching.